Welcome. We're ready here with Live at 5 and the Weston AYSO 644 and Weston Select. We showed you our tip of the day. We talked about what you could do when you don't have a partner. However, throughout the week, if you can and do have a partner around, we would always like you to do everything with a partner. Your parent, your brother or sister, or anybody that lives in your household since you have to stay at home. I want to start by asking you, or actually telling you a few things about passing. I will ask you questions, you can answer them yourself and see if you know a little bit of things already. Number one, what are the three most important aspects or things in a pass? That's the first question you should ask yourself. And we talked about it earlier in the tip of the day. With our Weston Select kids, we always talk about it. And one thing is weight. What is weight? Weight is the power I put on my pass. And we will show that in a minute. The second thing is flight. Do I want to pass it on the floor or do I want to pass it in the air? Do I want to pass it with a curve? Do I want to pass it as a driven ball? And we will talk about all that and introduce all that. Last but not least, we talked about weight and flight. And a very important part about passing is accuracy. Accuracy means getting the pass where you want it to go. So if I try to pass it to this yellow cone right there, instead of passing it six yards away, I'll get it there. And that's accuracy. So power, accuracy, and flight. And today we will start on the floor. So we will pass on the floor. Our flight is on the floor without a curve or anything. Yes? Now I'm gonna bring in my partner, who is Coach Chrissy. She brought her no days off ball if we need it, and we got Heinzie right here. We are about 5 yards apart from each other, and we each got each other a little area, a kind of a perimeter, an area we want to stay in. So we each have like 3-4 yards from side to side. Coach Chrissy's gonna leave her ball behind her, and just if she needs it, we're gonna bring him in. Now, we're gonna start by introducing the surfaces. What parts of my foot can I pass with? I can pass with my inside, I can pass with my laces, and I can pass with my outside. There's special passes too, like my heel, and we will talk about that later, on my sole. But the three most important parts again, inside, laces, and outside. And those are the three parts of the foot we want to introduce today. So with my inside, my toes are up, my ankle is locked, my surface is open. And we talked about it in the tip of the day. I always want to point with my standing foot at my target to make sure I get accuracy. If I point at my target with my body and I follow straight through, my pass will get straight to my target. Now, thank you, Coach Chrissy. And with my inside, or any part of the foot that I want to hit the ball with, if I want to keep it on the floor, I hit it in what part of the ball? I hit the ball in the middle. So always make sure I see my target in the last moment. I look at the middle of the ball, so I make sure I hit the right part. Now, the last important part to make it accurate is stepping through towards your target. What does that mean? I want to step with my passing foot towards Coach Chrissy to make sure that my ball gets there. So I make sure that the ball gets there by passing and stepping through the ball. Yes, so now you know all important parts with your inside. Yeah, locking your ankle, opening your surface, hitting the middle of the ball, aligning your body with your target and stepping through. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 20 passes, forth and back, at 2 touches. For the very little ones, I want you guys to just stop it with your sole, maybe roll it out your feet and pass it with your inside. Yes? Stop it with your sole, roll it out your feet, pass it with your inside. And always back up to your station where your cones are. Roll it out your feet, inside. For the older ones, prepare it with your right to your right and play. Prepare it out of your foot slightly with your inside and then knock it back. Yes, center of the ball, step through the middle of the ball. 14, 15, 16, slow one more time, push it out, step through. Yeah, and make sure it's not too soft, If it's too soft, it will not get to your partner. The opponent in the game will take it. Yes? Last 2 passes. Yes? Put good weight on your ball so your pass gets there. We also want to do this with our weak foot. So we're going to play 20 passes with our weak foot. Yes? And what we would like you to do, just like always, repeat this with each foot 3 rounds with your partner. And you see right there, I lean back a little bit. I need to lean forward as well. I need to bring my upper body a little bit over the ball. Bend my knees also. Yes? So that I'm a little bit lower to the ground. Okay? 6 more. And we would like you guys again to do this 3 rounds. We're gonna move on. You guys can repeat this later. We're gonna move on to the next surface. The next thing that we would like you to do now is to pass the ball with your laces. And with your laces, and I want to show you from behind the ball, my foot, my laces, my toes point down and out. Not in, not straight, a little bit out to create a big surface. And I bend my knees. Bend your knees to get lower and good access to the ball. Yes? And then I lock my ankle again. I make contact right here with the bone on top, with the hardest bone on my foot. It goes right from my big toe all the way up into my foot, and that's where I want to make contact. Yes? So with my laces again, I lock my ankle, I point my toes down and out. My standing foot points again, I push Chrissy, and I follow through the middle of the ball. And you saw that with my laces, same thing. With my laces, same thing, yes. I step through towards my target. And my last thing here for you is to get off your standing foot. Get off your standing foot. For the very little ones again, stop it. Maybe you can't even roll it out of your feet yet. Then you back up really quick and with your toes down, step through your pass. Step through your pass. Lock your ankle. Step through your pass. And for the older ones, prepare and pass. And we're going to do again 8 more. 7, 6, 5. And you see again, for the older ones, if I want to pass with my right, I prepare to my right. And if I want to pass with my left, I prepare to my left. We're going to show you 20 with our left. And again, you're going to do, or try to do, 3 rounds. Yes? Laces. Step through your pass. Slow one more time for the young ones. Maybe stop it. Back out. Point your standing foot at your target. Lock your ankle. Toes down and out. Step through the middle of the ball towards your target. Yes? And always back out again so you don't get too close to each other. Yes? And 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 2 more. Yes, perfect. Now, the next thing we want to introduce is the outside. And with my outside, there's 2 different types of passes I can play. I can play a layoff pass with the outside of my foot, and I just push it across maybe to a partner, or I can try to play a pass that usually ends up having a curve because the way I point my outside as a player. Yes, now, when I do that, if I want to do it with my right, the ball cannot be on my right. The ball at least has to be between my feet or slightly on my left if I want to play with my right. If I want to play with my left, the ball is on the other side of me. Yes? So put it on the opposite side of the foot that you want to play with. Now with my inside, I point my toes down and in towards the other foot. And then I push my toes out as I pass. Now, my movement is not sideways right now. My movement is straight. My toes are in, yes, and down. And I push straight towards Coach Chrissy. This is not an easy technique, but I want you all to try it out. Now, I want to show you the contact one more time. You see my ball here, I want to make contact in the middle. Now I'm going to go to the side of it, but basically my foot is on the ball like this. And it goes through the ball with the outside, and then I push out straight towards Coach Chrissy. Yes? So make sure if I'm now straight behind the ball one more time, my foot comes in, there is that surface, and I push it out straight towards Coach Chris. One more time right here. Yes. Yes. And you see my preparation touch is not towards my right foot. It is towards this, in front of my body or towards my left a little bit. I could have prepared that better out of my foot. Yes. Good. And we're gonna do 8 more here. Four more. And you see how we always point our toes in and then push them out towards our target. Yeah, as soon as we make contact with our whole outside, we push them out towards our target. Yeah. And stop. A few with our weak foot, we're just going to do 10. Again, we would like you to repeat this 3 rounds, 20 times with each foot. Oh, that was not a good preparation touch. Yeah, that's 2. That's a better preparation touch. 3. 6. Ooh, bad preparation touch again. And we're going to talk about that in a second. And stop. So, in the future, if you get older, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old already, or older, the problem that a lot of players have is they stop the ball dead. They stop the ball. They do not prepare the ball before they pass it. Make sure that when you want to pass your ball, Coach Chrissy, can you pass me a ball, please? The ball should never just stop between your feet. Now, to get a good pass to Coach Chrissy, I'm not in a good position. I want to keep my ball in front of me. Yes, and now I can move on to it, adjust my feet, and pass. And even if that's only a short touch and just 1 step, if it's even that, that's enough. I can adjust my feet, I can align my hips, and I can follow better through. So the preparation touch is very important. Now, we want to move on. Right now, this was all very simple and easy on the spot. There was nobody was holding you accountable of where your touch was going. Now, we only need 2 cones or 2 obstacles, and we will start each on the right side of our obstacle. On the same side, she will play it to my right foot, and I will now take my preparation touch to the right. She comes across 2, and she will take a touch across. Open body shape. And now, one stop really quick. Now our preparation touch becomes directional. We're going to a certain direction. While we do that, we have to gonna align our hips again with our target. So make sure, even if it has to be on the last step that you align your hips again, try to align your hips. If you can, prepare, and you see Coach Chrissy curves her run a little bit. We call this curving our run. I take my touch across, and you see my first touch goes sideways, not forward. Watch one more time. Soft touch right here. My first touch goes sideways. I create a better angle on my ball, and I step through towards my touch. Directional touch, step through towards it. How many times can you be accurate without making a mistake? Do 10 again each. We're gonna do 3 more each. 1, 2, and you see our preparation touch is always the same. 1, 2, pass. We want to get a rhythm. Just how we talked about when we were dribbling, from our preparation touch to our pass, we want to get a rhythm. So activity number 1 again here, preparing an open body shape or across your body, that's up to you. Your preparation time, make it a good rhythm, so you always approach the ball the same way. Bend your run towards the ball, and if you have to, on the last step at least, align your hips with your target and then step through towards your target. 3 rounds of 20 passes with your right, and then 3 rounds of 20 passes with your left or your weak foot. Yes. Now you see our weak foot, even we sometimes struggle to be accurate. Yeah. Always 2 steps right here. prepare, 1, 2, pass. Yes, center of the ball. We're lining our hips. All right. This was with our inside again. What do you think will happen next? Well, same thing with our laces. Can we do this with our laces? And if you're a young player again, here's a way for you to do this. At least start with your sole, roll it to your right, pass it across. Stop it with your sole, roll it to the right, pass it across. Once you got used to it, try to control it with your inside. Remember last week we worked on receiving, how to receive the ball with your inside, yeah? That's for the very young ones. Now, ball number 2, remember everyone here, we just worked on our laces. Make sure that we go through our pass towards our target. Same preparation touch, but now my toes are down and pointed out again to make good contact with my laces. And I step through towards my target. Yes, a little bit quicker right here, boom. Boom. And stop. Again, 20 times, 3 rounds with your right. We show a few with our weak foot right here. A few ones with our weak foot. Yes, and we're almost better here with our weak foot than we were with our strong foot. All right, and then we messed up, huh? Now, right foot and left foot, 20 times, 3 rounds. Last but not least, we now want to show you, okay, my preparation touch has to be a certain distance. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but it affects my pass in many different ways. So when I take a longer preparation touch, I have more time to align my hips with my target. However, when I take a longer preparation touch, the ball is more available to the opponent. So I better took a long preparation touch in space. So here's what we want to show you really quick, just so you can change up your preparation touch a little bit, which is very important in passing the ball. And we're going to start with our inside again. My touch goes now across here. We are working with a little bit tight space. And you saw Coach Chrissy had to take 3 touches in order to pass it. Now my preparation touch now is a little bit harder than it was before. And on my pass, I still step through towards my target. And you saw, stop. And you saw accidentally, I stopped the ball dead. Can you pass it to me? But what I did right after is I took a touch right away. I didn't wait. So if you accidentally do stop the ball dead, make sure that you're prepared right away if you can. Now, you see our preparation touch is longer. We can make this smaller. Coach Chrissy, can you make your gate smaller, please? We can make our preparation touch smaller. Yeah? And that way we have to turn our hips on our pass a little bit quicker right here. Where I had more time and space to curve my run on the long touch, I now don't have that time. I need to adjust my hips right away and find that pass. And again, how do I get my accuracy? By stepping through towards my target. By aligning my standing foot with my target. What else do I want again? What are the 3 important parts? So weight, oh sorry, we just talked about accuracy. Weight is another important part. So I don't want to again pass it too soft. Then it will not get to Coach Chrissy. Yeah. And flight. I don't want to give Coach Chrissy a ball in the air accidentally. That will be hard to control. Neither does Coach Chrissy to me. She doesn't want to give, then I need more touches. If she can, she will play me a good ball on the floor that I can control easily, no matter what surface I use. Yes, so again, weight, accuracy, and flight in our passes are very important. There are the 3 big or important surfaces that we want to use: our inside, our laces, and our outside. The last thing I want to give you here, and what we talked about, was our preparation touch being shorter and longer, and how to align our hips to pass. Yes, to make it more accurate. Last but not least, before we go, where do you think I use my inside pass? My inside pass I use for shorter distances to make it accurate. It's much more accurate than my laces because it's a bigger surface. I have more leeway for mistakes. Now, where do you think I'm going to pass with my laces? On longer passes on the floor. Maybe for the older age groups, for a right defender to a center defender on the opposite side. So a right defender to a left center back, or a left center back to the right defender. Yes? Or maybe on the floor from our winger to our far forward on the other side on the diagonal ball. That's where I play those laces balls on the floor. Yes? And where do I use my outside? Usually I use my outside to bend a ball a little bit. That's more for the older age groups, to get behind defenders, to give my teammates time to run onto the ball. And we will talk about that a little bit in the next few days. But again, weight, flight, and accuracy we worked on today. Those are the 3 most important points. Think about what they are again and how I do this with the ball. I get weight by putting enough power. I get accuracy by aligning my hips and stepping through. And I get the right flight by hitting the middle of the ball, so I keep it on the floor. We talked about our inside laces and outside today and where we use them. Inside on short distances, laces on far distances, and our outside more for a little bit of trickery passes. Yes? We hope that you enjoyed this first passing session of the week. The AYSO 644 is extremely excited that we've been doing this, and we hope that you all been enjoying all these videos. Keep tuning in. Tomorrow again, 2 p.m. goalkeeper tip of the day, 4:15 p.m. tip of the day, and 5 p.m. live at 5 here with the AYSO 644. Tag us in your videos and in your stories, and see you tomorrow. Go AYSO 644 and Weston Select.